Good morning, children. Here are your questions for your Fluent in 5 starter. So please pause the video and answer the questions. And here are your answers. Today, children, we are going to be reading timetables to extract and interpret information to answer questions. So we've got a timetable here. So we're looking at, it could be bus timetables, train timetables, TV program schedules, airports. It could be even school timetables. So to begin with, we're going to be looking at this first question. Carl is meeting his friend in Leeds at 9 a.m. Which train should he catch from Mirfield? Now, when we're looking at a question like this, we're trying to find a train, that would be arrive just before 9 a.m. because we don't want him to get there too early, but again, we don't want him to get too late. Now it says here, Carl is meeting his friend in Leeds at 9 a.m. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Leeds first. So this is Leeds. We're trying to find times that are before 9 a.m. So this is before 9 a.m. This is 8:26, 8:38, 8:51 and 9:14. Well, we know we can't choose this one because 9:14 is after 9 o'clock. So he'll be late for his friend. So we've got three options. We want to choose the one that is closest to 9 a.m, which is this one here. This is 9 minutes until 9 o'clock, whereas these are much further away. This is 22 minutes until 9 o'clock, and this one is 34 minutes. So we want to use this one here. But our question says, which train should he catch from Mirfield? Now we've identified which train will get him in the closest to 9 o'clock just before. So we need to go all the way up until we get to Mirfield, which is this stop here. And we're going to go across, and this is a time train that he should catch, the 8:17 from Mirfield. So we want to put 08:17. Second question, which show lasts the longest amount of time? So we're going to be looking at counting from a specific number to another number, okay, but we may be including minutes, or we might be going into the next hour. Now we must remember that when we're looking at time, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. If the hour time is the same, that means the answer is going to be less than 60. So all we need to do is look at the minute hand, the minutes, and see how many more minutes we need to add to get from 5 to 30. So we can do subtraction. 30 take away 5. So the answer here is 25 minutes. So we can just put 25 minutes. And we can just put next to our graph, just so we know, that's top 40. So we understand which number is referring to which show. Number one's here, well, we can see that we've got two different hours. We've got 6 here and 7 there. And this doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be more than 60 minutes, but it could possibly do that. And it will be if this number in the minutes is greater than this number. So if we were to work this out, we would count how many minutes we would need to get from 30 up to 60, because that would take us to the next hour of 7 o'clock. So we were just to quickly draw that on a timeline. We've got 6:30 and we need to get to 7:45. If we count to the next hour, which is 7 o'clock, and remember there's 60 minutes in an hour, we would have to jump. The program would last up to 30 minutes there. But don't forget, the program lasts actually till 7:45. So how many minutes do we need to add from 7 o'clock to 7:45? Very simple, 45 minutes. Now with these two numbers, we must add these together. So 45 plus 30, mental arithmetic here, equals 75. So 75 minutes. And we've got number ones. Pop classics, 7:45 to 8 o'clock. So we can see again, this is another example where the hour is changing. But to get from 7:45 to 8 o'clock, we need to just add the amount that would take from 45 to the next hour, which remember, there's 60 minutes an hour. So we have to work out how many minutes we have to add to 45 to get to 60. And 45 to add, you would have to add 15 to get onto to 7:45 to get to 8 o'clock. So 15 minutes. And this is Pop Classics. Now, remember what our question is, which show lasts the longest amount of time? Now, as I pointed out earlier, if you've got the same time here, it cannot mean that the program lasts more than 60 minutes. Well, this program here lasts more than 60 minutes because we've got 75. So we don't need to work out quiz time because we know it's going to be less than 60, and that means therefore less than 75. But here we can see that this number here, this timing, goes over 2 different hours. So it starts with 6 o'clock and it lasts till 6:50 and it lasts till 8 o'clock. So how many minutes do we need to add to get to 60 for our next hour, which would be 7 o'clock? So we would add 10 minutes to get to 7 o'clock. Now we're at 7 o'clock, we need to add, it runs for another hour to 8 o'clock. And remember, 1 hour is 60 minutes. So we've got 60 minutes plus 10 minutes. 60 plus 10 equals 70, which again is less than number one's, which lasted 75 minutes. And then we look at the last one. Well, we can see the hour hand in the hours it's the same. So we can't be greater than 60, which means it's less than number one's, which was 75 minutes. So our answer is number one's. The next question. How long is the journey from West Ealing to Heathrow on the 11:37 bus? So our key information here is West Ealing. We start at West Ealing, we end up at Heathrow, and we get the 11:37 bus. So first off, if we know we're starting from West Ealing, we're going to go to the West Ealing row and locate the 11:37 bus, which is this one here. We now need to find out what time does it arrive in at Heathrow, where it says here 12:05. So we need to work out how many minutes we need to add to get to from 11:37 to 12:05. So we do a number line again, 11:37, and we want our timing to be 12:05. The first thing we want to do is count how many minutes there are until the next hour. Well, the next hour would be 1 more than 11, so it'd be 12. So we now need to identify how many minutes we need to add to 37 to get to 12 o'clock. And remember, we are always adding up to 60 because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So we can do this by doing a mental arithmetic, or if needs be, we can do a subtraction. So we can do 60, take away 37, which would give us, cannot do 0 take away 7 because 7 is greater than 0. So we would exchange. 10 take away 7 is 3. 5 take away 3 is 2. So the difference between these is 23 minutes. Now this is much easier. How many minutes do we need to get from 12 o'clock to 12:05? The answer is 5. So then we would add these two numbers together, 23 and 5. 23 plus 5 is 28. So the answer is 28 minutes. Our last question here is a school football timetable. How long does class 5 play each week? So we can see we've got different timings. We've got 10:35 to 11, 12:15 to 1, and 2:05 to 2:20. And in each group, in each column, you've got the different classes. Now we only want to know how long do class 5 play. So let's find the number 5 on our table. Well, we've got 5 here, and we've got 5 here, and nowhere else has got 5. So we need to work out how many minutes do they play here, and how many minutes do they play here. Now 10:35 to 11. If we were to count from 35 up to 60. We could do 60, because remember 60, we're choosing 60 because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. We do 60, take away 35. Some of you might be able to do this in your head, and that's great. If you can do mental arithmetic, that's fine. But if you need to use a written method, please use this. Can't do 0, take away 5. So we exchange. We take 1 from the 6, turn that to a 5, and put a 1 in front of 0. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 5 take away 3 equals 2. Here, so we know that there they played 25 minutes. Here they've played from 12:15 to 1 o'clock. So again, we need to do 60 take away 15. Cannot do 0 take away 5. So we need to exchange. 10 take away 5 equals 5. 5 take away 1 equals 4. Now we need to see how long they play each week. So we've got 20, we need to add 25 and 45 together. 25 plus 45. 5 plus 5 is 10. 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus 1 is 70. So 70, and make sure we put minutes to show what the 70 is representing. That's your video for today's learning. Please now go to the task sheets and answer the questions. Best of luck.